everyone. I am Karen Banza, realtor at Fortune Gable Real Estate, and welcome to another episode of Community Chat. I am here with Kathryn and Isabel. Kathryn is the founder of Real Single Moms, which is an amazing nonprofit that services single moms in the Oklahoma City metro area and surrounding areas. And then they are also have expanded to other states, which is amazing. She's going to touch on that here in a minute. And Isabel is the COO of the company, and they are both doing amazing things. Kathryn, it's been amazing just to watch her the last few years since we became friends, to see her go through whatever doors God is opening for her and her family, and see how much this organization has grown. So I'm so excited to talk with you guys today. Thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions, ladies. What led you, Kathryn, to the decision to start Real, and how did you get started?
Well, so when my husband and I got married in 2010, yes, and it kind of surprises people at times because I'm not a single mom, and I actually wasn't a mom at that time. But really, how it started, and it's evolved since then, was from a prayer that I had when Robert and I first got married, and I was asking the Lord, like, now that we're a married couple, what does it look like to serve? Like, what does that look like now? How do we, bring that together? And I specifically heard God speak to me about bringing people's desires and their giftings and their talents and their abilities to bless those that are in need. And so I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know what that entailed, but we prayed about it and talked about it and went to our pastor at that time and asked if we could help serve the local church. And so we started with doing real evident acts of love around the community where we helped people and with all different things. It was very broad. So people that were sick, we were almost like a pastoral care team for the church at the time because they didn't have that. But as we started doing that, we noticed different divorces even more prevalent that were happening around us and in our circles. My husband is from a divorced home, and we just started seeing this and having conversations. One of my leaders was going through a divorce, so I was talking to her as a friend. And to be honest, my heart just broke. I saw a significant need and gap in the community where these women were married before and they were involved in churches or involved in communities, and now their whole world has shifted where now they don't have the support that they know, or they don't know where to go. Well, we used to go to that family group as a couple, but now as a single mom, like, I don't know where to go. And I wasn't okay with that. My heart broke, and a prayer that I pray a lot is like, Lord, break my heart for what breaks yours. And I really believe that helping single moms, helps shift the next generation. And it's not just divorce. I just really saw these women, some of them have never been married before, maybe just had children. But I just saw they didn't know where to go. And so that's really like where the involvement came. And I could relate in a sense of like, no one really likes that feeling of when you try to go into some place and you're like, I don't feel like I fit in. Like, I don't know where to go. So yes, I wasn't a mom at that time. I am now, but that's really like, I feel like if we can all open up our eyes, like we can see the need in front of us. And that's really how the expansion happened. And we shifted to fully focusing on single moms.
That's amazing. I love that. So Isabel, can you kind of touch on what Real provides for single moms now and what they can do for moms and children?
Yes, I would love to. So the really cool thing about Real Single Moms is our heart is to, what does it look like to equip and empower our moms and walk alongside of them to grow stronger in mind, body, spirit, and family. And so the really cool thing is, and now the vision is that we create a generational impact. And through our services, we actually get to see that happen. And so our services include, we have community support, which is really amazing. In any season of life that you're walking through, we need community, we need fellowship. And so we do that for our moms. We have mom nights out. What does it look like to have a time to go out? It may be a luxury for a mom navigating single motherhood. And so we provide those outlets for our moms. We also have prayer and worship nights. So what does it look like to be able to come together and pray and worship together and just be rooted in Christ? And so we provide that space as well too. Another thing that we also have are ongoing educational resources. And so when we, part of equipping and empowering our moms is when we put the resources and we have the space for them to have educational resources, and then that helps them to create that generational impact. And so we have workshops and classes that have different focuses and topics that we get to share with our moms, and we have different speakers. And so that's part of our services. And then our bread and butter, which is super exciting, is our care team. And so our care team is really what, our heart is like, what our heart beats for. And so we really wrap around our moms. Whatever season of single motherhood you're navigating, we want to make sure that when you come to Real, that you have a team of support around you. And so that looks like a care team manager. You're linked with a care team manager. You have an appointment, and they ensure that your 4 walls are in place. And if you're wondering, what are your 4 walls? Well, we want to ensure that if a mom is coming to us, whether she's in crisis mode or her 4 walls are in place, that looks like, are your bills paid? Are you in a safe place to live in? Do you have food? And what does that look like? And so once that is in place, then our care team manager creates a care plan for you. When you sit down, when the mom sits down with the care team manager, the really cool thing is, like, yes, we're assessing where you're at with your 4 walls, but we're also asking the questions of, what are your dreams? What are your hopes? What has God placed in your heart? And so we know that as you're navigating, you're caring for your children, you're working all those things that could be left at the back burner. And so we want to make sure that we're coming alongside of you to what does it look like to empower and equip so that those come to fruition. And so that's what our care team is the heart. Is and you're not doing it alone, right? And so the really cool thing about our care team managers, our care team coordinators, these are all people that are coming alongside, but they are also either have navigated single motherhood or are currently navigating single motherhood. And so that's the really cool thing, is that they are able to speak from experience, are able to pour in and encourage. And so that is something that's super exciting, that we're running like full force in our care team right now, which is exciting.
That's very exciting. I love hearing about that. So what are some of your goals for the next year?
Yeah, so really right now, like Isabel had mentioned with our care team, I mean, our goals are to continue to expand the care team. And so we have 3 care team managers right now. We also have a wait list. I mean, we're assessing, what does it look like? How many moms can one individual work with and go deep with? They come at different levels, right? So it may be a crisis situation, or they're just needing support, but we're wanting to go deeper and not wider. And so if we're assessing long-term goals and not just meeting the quick fix right there, then it takes time and intention. And so we want to be able to add on more care team managers. And so not only in Oklahoma, but we also want to expand into different cities and states. We have a care team manager in California. That's actually where Isabel and I both lived for a season of our life. So we have a heart for that area. And then we also have a heart for Texas and some different things that are happening there that we're wanting to expand into. But this is a big goal of ours, is just to continue to grow the care team, and then to also eventually, we are in an office right now, but we eventually are going to have our own building where care management can take place, and childcare support can be on hand, and different resources where the mom can walk into a building and receive all these resources in one place, and they're not having to go to 1,000 different locations. And so, we're excited. Like, it's happening.
Yes, it is. It's so exciting to hear how it's expanding, and just, in a few short years that you guys have been working on it, just to see God really opening those doors, and just showing, the fruit of your labors and what you've been pushing into is amazing. So how can people get involved with your organization and with Real and helping these mamas and helping you guys out?
And there's a couple different ways, like we were talking about with our care team. I mean, if you happen to be a single mom before, we would love for you to connect with us on how you can volunteer on our care team. We have care team coordinators and advocates that are really just like that touch base and the check-in and the encouragement. How are you doing? Did you go to that meeting? How's it going? And we have advisors as well that have a specific area of focus, where they may have a service focus that they are passionate about, that they can help direct us with. So that side of volunteering. But we also have a side of volunteering on our events. Like we're having more events every month, and we're needing more support with that as well. And then also, of course, just simply financially, and that helps us a lot as we're growing our care team. Like those donations that come in allow us to expand and sustain. And so that's always a help as well.
Definitely. That's amazing. I've very much enjoyed hearing a little bit more about how you guys have expanded and what you're doing in the community. But thank you so much for sitting down and taking the time to share some information with us. And for our audience, thank you for watching and joining us today. Again, I'm Kathryn. I'm with Realtor with Fortune Gable Real Estate. And if you are a single mom or you know a single mom that might benefit from the resources here that we've talked about today, reach out to me or reach out to Kathryn or Isabel. Their information is going to be connected to this interview, so that it's going to be very easy for you to get connected with them and find them and just lean into them, whether you are a single mom and need some assistance or whether you're a community member and want to volunteer and help out with the cause. So we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
You.